and welcome to a new season of programming on TAMAPTA. I'm Lawrence Rogers. Today, we share with all of Canada our traditions and our cultures from our Inuvialuit settlement region. First, we go to Tuktoyaktuk on the shores of the Beaufort Sea, where James and Maureen Pokiak of Ookpik Tours brings visitors on an excursion of their community. Actually come here to see. I mean, what is there to see in terms of what the community has to offer?
Okay, actually the community has a lot to offer. At the present time, I think they have 3 types of tours that they do here. They have a 2-hour tour, so you just get picked up in the airport and they drive you around the community and give you the opportunity of dipping your big toe in the ocean there. And this is quite famous with the tourists. And also, of course, we do get quite a few of them that just like to jump into the ocean. And I've seen in the cases where there was still ice on the shoreline and these tourists would jump in the water just to say that they swam, and they actually did, you know.
Now, before we start, this is a local filming crew to film a tour around country. If you don't mind, we'd like to have, he wants to film us today.
Yeah, but I mean, is there any, am I going to meet someone that, or can I meet someone that?
Basically doing the same 2-hour tour, but by the end of the 2 hour, we bring them back to the home and we give them a caribou soup and bannock.
That's the cultural tour?
Yeah, that's the cultural tour. And they spend about 5 hours with us in total on a cultural day. And we show them the different clothing that we wear, and we talk to them about the whaling and stuff like that. And also we get them to try on some of the traditional clothing that we have.
Yeah.
And then after that, after the meal is done, we take them down into the community freezer and then to the local craft shops here. That's basically what the cultural day tour side of it is.
There's a bit of a breeze today.
Yeah, there is.
The small ones there. Yeah. You can see more of those cranberries blossoming now as we go up the hill. Most of the lupin have bloom, but usually this hill is just blue with lupin.
Guys, Fred. Well.
No, that's fine.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm from northern Manitoba. We got lots of them there. Yeah. Maybe not quite this much.
Pingo. This here flower is the mountain avon, and that's your floral emblem of the Northwest Territory.
Oh.
Yeah.
The mountain
We were thinking that the fireweed was.
No,
that's
the fireweed
Yukon.
is in the Yukon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew that, but then we couldn't see what the territory.
Which one's the?
This one here.
Oh yeah.
They're just at the end of their blossoming time, okay? Now this is tundra that you're walking on, and your ground cover here is anywhere from about 8 inches to 15, 16 inches thick, and then underneath that you have your permafrost. And your soil is the only thing that protects the permafrost from melting, so it's really important that you don't disturb the ground level or the ground on the above the permafrost. When they were building the... Okay, we'll keep on going up here. Along the coastline, you can really pick out pingos. They have their very distinctive shape. Yeah. They're not just hills, they really show up well. In the winter time, we have an ice road here. It starts just below us on the water, and it follows the coastline all the way to the mouth of the river. And then you go on the Mackenzie River ice to Inuvik. And it's about 180 kilometers long. It takes maybe 2 to 3 hours to drive it. Pretty good road. They usually try to get it in just before Christmas, and it lasts until mid-April. Also, we have solid ice going straight out here for maybe 15 or 20 miles. And then you've got open water. The Arctic Ocean doesn't freeze over solid in the winter time. And so you've got your ice pack and your ice floes moving around out there, depending upon the current and the winds. And that's where the polar bears stay in the winter.
So you say the ice only goes out?
Solid ice, like from the beach.
15 miles?
Yeah, about that.
Is that all?
So the polar bears like to be on the edge of the ice?
Yes, because they have to hunt seals.
Right.
Yeah. We go whaling maybe half an hour, 45 minutes out from here usually. And the ocean does look pretty good, you're right. So maybe it will be a whaling day today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Is it always that color close to shore? Like it seemed a little murky.
Yes, it is. And that's because of the water coming out of the Mackenzie River.
Yeah.
The water here is quite dirty looking,
Yeah.
and it'll stay like that until the middle of August or so. And even right now, the water isn't very salty. When you do your toe dip, if you taste the water, you'll see it's not salty. And it will get salty probably around the middle of August, the beginning of September again, when not as much water is coming out of the river.
That's from runoff coming into the river that causes
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll head on down.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I'll ask your name and where you're from.
I'm Albert Fisher from Snow Lake, Manitoba.
And you?
I'm Nettie Fisher from Snow Lake, Manitoba.
And why did you guys take this tour to Tuk?
Well, we were come up the Dempster Highway, and when we got all our information from the tour center and that, we thought this looked very interesting. And this is as far as we could go on our trip, so thought it'd be very interesting to see what's up here.
So what are you going to be doing later?
Later,
We're going to do the toe.
we're going to do the toe dip in the ocean, I guess. Not the swim, the dip.
Yeah.
And then after, I guess, I don't know what, I guess we're going to go to the ice house on this tour and whatever else, see some smoked fish, dried fish.
You're enjoying yourself so far?
Oh, yes.
What do you think of the north as compared to where you're from in Manitoba?
We are from the north in Manitoba.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is as far north as you've gone, and what do you think of it?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Lots of
It's-
water we seen
yes.
on our flight over.
And would you recommend it to your friends back home, your family?
Oh, yes, I would.
What would you say to them?
I'd tell them to come and take the trip and enjoy the scenery. It's beautiful.
Okay, we'll sign the waiver and they'll have a look.
Stairs or ladder?
It's a ladder. You'll see what it's like before you actually go down, okay?
Is it just people are claustrophobic? Is that why
Yeah,
you're
some
careful
people,
with them?
yeah, we've never had any trouble. But just so you realize that the ladder is damp and slippery sometimes.
Does every family have a sled dog? Or just a
No,
few?
just a few. Yeah.
Imagine years ago everybody had sleigh dogs. Like, that's what they'd trap and hunt and whatnot. Is there any trapping?
Yeah, not very much anymore, but
No,
they're still.
there was?
Yeah.
One of my uncles and my brothers trapped.
You've got a pop there.
I got a
Oh, you've got a flashlight.
I had a friend in, up there that told me.
Oh, you know what? I've got gloves here.
This community freezer was built for storage of large quantity food items. Like in 50s, 60s, a lot of people had dog teams and they needed a lot of food for the winter. So anything that they never prepared for their own use, for subsistence use, they would store down here for the dogs' winter's feed. And I still use it today because I got a fairly large dog team of my own. So this ice house really makes it easier for for us.
And how was it dug?
It was dug by hand, pick and shovel. Yeah.
And what's the dimensions of the shaft, and how many rooms does it have? Or
It's got about 40 rooms in total, and they're all about this size, maybe 8 by 10. And it's about 40 feet down from the surface. And there's 3 different wings down here, and they're each about probably 75 to 100 feet long.
Oh, wow.
And each individual room have doors in them for anyone who uses. They can put a padlock to keep other people out.
And this is your own personal locker?
Yeah, I've sort of been using this one for a few years, so close to the ladder and real handy. I don't know if they were paid, but it was built by members of the community and my father, Bertram, and I think it was one of the Roman Catholic priests that time. They supervised the project, and that's how that sod house was built.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The Inuvialuit Petroleum Corporation are in its final stages of distributing natural gas to the Beaufort Delta community of Inuvik through the Inuvik Gas Project. Inuvialuit beneficiaries were trained in every aspect of building and maintaining a natural gas pipeline at a place called Rainbow Lake in northern Alberta.
It's the Harrow Pipeline Project. From kickoff, it's an 8-inch pipeline. Goes all the way up to Hay River Crossing. Pass through the camp, and from the Nova Tyne we have a 6-inch that connects to the 8-inch and keeps going north underneath the highway 58, and into the IEI Rainbow Gas Plant. It's about, I don't know, about 70 kilometers total.
And in December, we started working with this project down in Harrow project in Rainbow Lakes. And how this got about is that we were down in our meetings in December 10th, and we decided that we were gonna see if we could do the job on our own, you know, hiring all the Inuvialuit and stuff like that. So we talked about it that day, and that evening we decided we're gonna do the contract on our own. So what I mean by that is we'll do the contract, we'll get the heavy equipment down there, and we got a contractor down there that got a whole bunch of equipment and some equipment we lease.
The project is going really good. Everything's going good at the work site and at the camp. Willie's crew there is a pretty good crew to work with. He's a joint venture with IEI on the pipeline.
So how we got that is we got roughly about 35 contracts working down there, welders, helpers, heavy equipment operators, and supervisors, pipeline inspectors. And northern employees, we have 36 over at Harrow Project and 12 in Boyers. And that's all with the guys that's on time off right now. And how this came about was in the 10th we decided we can do it on our own. And roughly on about the 20th, we decided we're going to, or roughly in that week that we decided how we're going to pick our people and stuff like that. We got the applications out and stuff, and with over in about 2 days, we got roughly 160 applications in. And we needed roughly 30 people at that time. So we got a good response on that, and it was pretty hard to pick people. You know, like, I mean, there's so many qualified people there to work on a project, you know, like heavy equipment operators, backhoe operators, laborers, you know, and welders, helpers, rig hands. So we between myself, Russell Newmark, Frank Carmichael, and Brian Hansen, we sat down and audited Cox, and we went through the screening thing, and we picked our people out, and they're the people that's down there right now.
Yeah, my name's William Day. I'm the expediter for IEI here in Rainbow Lake. My duties starts about 6 o'clock in the morning. Open up fuel tanks, open up the office, issue radios, equipment that crew needs. And we're out of the camp at 7 in the morning. Out to the work site, pipeline, 8-inch pipeline. We have laborers, welders, helpers, heavy equipment operators, a couple of supervisors. Another of my duty is doing a fuel run, filling up equipment, the hose, the back hose, D6, D4s, D7s, D8 cats, and a lot of running around from camp, work site to Rainbow Lake, picking up equipment, material for the work site. And basically that's it, I guess. Long day. Time flies by when you're busy. Put a lot of miles in this vehicle. Just keep the boys going.
Well, running truck right now, just picking up skids, eh?
How far back you gotta go?
I'm just looking for a place to turn around, and then I'm gonna go back and pick up that pipe.
Oh yeah.
That flange and that.
And all these ones going back up in front?
Yeah. Still got to go down from that number 1 access.
Oh yeah.
Down to the river crossing.
Then you gotta go all the way out and go all the way around, huh?
No, I got to pick up this pipe and that. I got to come back now.
Oh.
It's down about 1 kilometer or so.
Second day after we got here, everybody sort of got organized, and our first job here was clear cutting, which is cutting right away where we lay the pipe. And that job was supposed to take about at least, they gave us 40 days to do that job, and we did that job in about 3 weeks. I think that was kind of a fast job, considering we don't have cheese back home. And from there, we started, the ditching crew started. That's where they dig the ditches to lay the pipe in. This is a joint venture with Willie's Contracting. He's a contractor from Rainbow Lake, Alberta. They're the ones that took care of all the, getting a hold of all the heavy equipment. And we hired our own operators, plus our own laborers, welders, helpers.
What did you think about Like this whole business of building a pipeline could have been contracted out to southern contractors.
Well, it probably could have went to someone from around here, but I guess it was a way for IEI to create work for the boys back home, and it's a learning experience for all of us, considering about 98% of us have never worked on a pipeline before.
Mm-hmm. Like, do you think somewhere down the road, of the future or whatever, do you think we could build our own pipeline back home?
I'm pretty sure we can. It'll probably be a little bit different procedure, because around here you have there's no permafrost here, and it's not like back home.
Typical day, I come in, do paperwork, fill out POs, answer phones, enter, do a daily cost, see how much it costs per day, and a total for the total job so far. Every week I do a crew change. I set up charters, set up rides for all the crew coming in, going out. If anybody has to overnight, I set up a hotel room. Order all the fuel for people, for the equipment, order supplies, a lot of office work. And yeah, go ahead.
Your fax number there.
926-1680.
But then from there you get another crew coming in, laying your skids. That's where your pipeline comes in. And you get the pipeline truck coming along, laying pipe. Then after you finish laying the pipe, you get your welders helpers in, putting all the joints together. And at the same time, you have different projects going. There could be about 3/4 backhoes ditching, getting ready to lay the pipe in. And the pipe is, once a pipe is welded together, sleeves put on, melted on, that pipe still can't go down until it's been tested. December 29, I got here, the first crew got here, and I was with them. And they figured to be done maybe by the end of March, first week in April. Weather's been pretty warm, talking to a few people here, and the weather is, well, it's not normal, it's warmer than usual. So I mentioned earlier that, you know, there's no permafrost here, so when that sun comes out, that musket gets pretty soft.
Yeah.
Up the alarm status, and it tells you what alarm it was. And you acknowledge your alarms. As you acknowledge your alarms, they're printed out and recorded. You can bring up your plant status. Gives you everything on the 2 plants, 1 and part of 2, and the 2 compressors. You control your sulfur train from here by making adjustments to change the amount of air depending on the amount of gas that's going to the sulfur train, and depending on the temperature of your reaction furnace. You can control your set points for the amount of gas coming in, and control the set points for the alarms. Also, you can control your compressor by making adjustments on here, either manually or automatically, by changing set points or running it on manual control, which will allow the compressor to take in a certain amount of gas depending on what gas wells are supplying the plant and at what pressure you want to run the plant. And allows you to control the amount of gas coming into the plant and control the pressure as well. Called strip charts. And basically all they do is record the temperature throughout the sulfur train. These guys up here are what you call the continuous mass emission monitor. It monitors the mass emissions, which is the amount of sulfur dioxide being sent up the stack. This one is an air demand. It measures the amount of air in your reaction furnace, and it tells you whether you need more air or less air to control your temperature on your reaction furnace. Those two over there are basically the same thing. Okay, this records the inlet gas flow, and it's recording 6.3 million cubic feet of gas at present. The plant is designed for 44 million.
In future programs, TAMAPTA will bring you more stages of development as they occur at the Inuvialuit project. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the program. If you have any questions or concerns, please drop us a line. Our address and our phone number will be shown shortly.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the tour. Great. When I get a bunch of money, I'll come and see you again. Okay.